Do you feel exhausted? You feel like you're white knuckling your way through your day, and every once in a while find yourself snapping at those you love? Or like maybe you feel convinced that you just need to have a little bit more discipline. You got to push a little bit harder. You got to use your time more wisely. My friend, you might be thinking that you are burnt out. But what if this isn't about being burnt out? What if actually this is God telling you that you're headed in the wrong direction? So if something already speaks to you here, I want to let you know that my name is Oliver Manalesa, and since 2012, I've been guiding high achievers just like yourself end the war within and unlock peaceful prosperity in their lives and businesses. So if you're tired of doing it all alone and you'd like someone to hold a sacred space for you so that you can reconnect with truth, so that you can take the most aligned next step for yourself, then please use the link below and schedule yourself in for a guidance session with me. This is 75 to 90 minutes to slow down, see more clearly, and get realigned. So I think when it comes to this conversation, the thing that stands out for me is my first year in my coaching practice. So this is back in 2013, and I had 6 months of runway, and my calendar was packed. I had people who I was willing to coach them if they gave me slices of pizza, paid for my espressos, bought me pints of Guinness, and I just felt alive. I just felt joyful to be able to use my gifts, to share my gifts, to gain more mastery in these skills. And, I'm really grateful that I got to have that beautiful experience of just living life in so much authenticity. But very quickly, fear started to bubble up to the surface as my bank account started to come down. And, at the time, I still had my real estate license in my back pocket, and it was kind of my safety net. And so very quickly, I found myself diving back in to an old life. And isn't it crazy how sometimes God allows these nightmare situations? And for my situation, it was nightmare clients to come up, because I've had very good experiences with referrals in the past who trust me, who value my skill set, and they would do business and buy real estate and invest in the real estate that I suggest. But man, there was one client, hours and hours of showings, driving, hours back and forth, nickeling and diming on offers and backing out of things that I presented, which were exactly what they wanted. I had a seller who was listing their place, and there was so much prep and so much to just get to the place where we can put the for sale sign. And we have somebody who's like $2,000, $2,500 away from their exact asking price, and they still backed out. I'm just like, oh my God, why is this happening? And I had another one who was looking to buy their next place. And I would find something that matched their exact criteria. And there was always tiny nitpicky things that would get them to decline or just say, no, we're going to pass, we're going to keep going. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, why am I got 3 nightmare clients back to back to back. And man, this is 60 hours of work every single week. And all through that, my resentment, my anger, my bitterness started to rise up. And oh my gosh, I looked at myself, I'm like, here I am. Just a year before that, I had closed my real estate investment company and went through that entire process to tap into my new path, which is my coaching practice. And here I am again. I'm chasing money at the cost of my soul again. Like, how did I just do this to myself again? And then there was this huge wake-up call where there was a gentleman who's close to my age, a family friend, find out that he passes away. And it was just this mirror of mortality. It just woke me up and it had me asking, okay, if I died today, what would I regret? And it was crystal clear that I would regret not going all in on the gifts that God planted in me. And it was then and there, January 2014, when I finally parked my real estate license and went all in on my purpose, on my path, on my gifts. So I think this is really, really interesting, right? Like going to a place where maybe you've gone through these vicious circles and you're learning these lessons over and over again. You're like, oh, this again? I thought I learned my lesson. So you were not alone. I've gone through this as well. And what I'm grateful for is that the trajectory that level of alignment led me to, which is, I've been able to enjoy 3-day work weeks, hitting 6 figures, working with dream clients, and then it brought me to the place where I was ready to build something, to create something that I'd been shying away from, that I'd been hiding from, that I'd been playing small in. And because of that first lesson, I asked myself every year, what if I died this year? What if this was my last year on this planet? I would always ask myself this. And year after year after year, I would say, not writing my book. I would so regret not writing my first book. And so finally, it came to the point where it's like, now's the time. I need to do this. I can't keep playing small here. So I finally wrote my book, The Daily Prosperity Method. And if you haven't had a chance to, I would love for you to read it. I'll make sure that there's a link to the book below as well. And it also comes with this beautiful audiobook that I read out loud myself. And it was a 16-month writing marathon. It was a serious endurance race. So I found myself burning out with exhaustion, but with zero bitterness, without the anger, without the resentment. And so I think this is an interesting thing, right? Where in one hand, you could be exhausting yourself and burning yourself out and feeling so miserable because what you are applying all of your energy and effort and time into is steering you away from your values, from your purpose, from your mission. Whereas there's another path where you're really putting yourself in. You're so focused. You're going with such intensity, but it's taking you in the direction of where you want to be headed. And so, yeah, you burn out and you fall down and you get back up, but this is where you want to be. That's what writing the book was. Like, I think I burnt out like 6 solid times, but I gladly did it. I gladly went through it, and I quickly recovered from it because I knew what I was meant to be doing. And so I think this is so important that if you are experiencing your own level of extreme fatigue and exhaustion, that you ask yourself, is the work that I'm doing aligned with my values? Is it taking me in the direction of where I want to be? And if it is, then your relationship with the burnout might be one where it's just like, okay, that's just part of the process. I'm playing at a high level. I'm going very intensely. And maybe there's certain boundaries that you got to set for yourself. Maybe there's certain practices that you got to create for yourself so that you can maintain a level of consistency of forward progression. But if the answer is no, it's actually taking me in the opposite direction. It's not taking me towards my dream, it's taking me towards my nightmare. Then that's when you got to really ask yourself, well, at what cost am I willing to continue going on this path where I'm betraying myself and betraying my values? So, my friend, I think we have to really reflect, and we got to ask ourselves, at an energetic level, at a soul level, is my compass pointing me to my true north? And is my exhaustion and my burnout just because I'm applying myself? Or is it also because of the fact that I'm not headed to true north? Like I'm not aiming towards where I want to be. And so I think when we are asking ourselves, or when we are going through this experience of burnout, it's a matter of applying our gifts to where they're doing the most good for others and for ourselves and for what we want for ourselves. It's not just about, I need better hacks, better habits, better time management. I need to work harder. I need to wake up earlier. That is not that might just hit things at a surface level. I think we need to go deeper. And this is why I'm so adamant about ending the war within. That, how there can be levels of internal friction and resistance and ways that we are, in a battle with ourselves that prevents us from building from a place that is truly aligned with truth. So if you are looking for some guidance, if you would like someone to hold a space for you to just nudge you back to a place of alignment, it would be an honor for you to use the link below and schedule a guided session with me. Burnout, my friend, could be God telling you that you are headed in the wrong direction. Get back to a place of alignment and take yourself to a place where you are moving forward and applying your gifts to where they're going to do the most good. All right, until next time, be well.